Should be good.
I think you're good.
And we're live. I hope so. Season 7, Episode 0, Beers and Buffalo podcast. We're back at it again. We got the live stream going again. We're still working out kinks, man. I swear I never know when this thing goes live, and it's awkward. There's like that awkward silence in the beginning, but we are live now, starting up a brand new season. I'm excited, man.
Yeah, me too. We're getting ready for the draft. It's Wrestlemania week.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready for it. Spring's finally here. We just missed the Masters. We should have previewed that, but what a Masters.
Yeah, I mean, Rory McIlroy, first ever Masters.
Finally completed the Grand Slam. He's only the 6th person to ever do it. And the first person since Tiger.
Yeah, since Tiger. Kind of wish Tiger would have been able to just show up. I know he probably wouldn't have. He probably wouldn't even have made the cut, but it would be nice if...
Well, he's injured.
I know, that's what I mean. I wish
injury.
he wasn't injured so he could actually be there,
right.
But just because he's such a staple for that event. We got a lot on the docket, though. We're going to cover, obviously, we're going to get back into the beer reviews full swing now. We'll have the spreadsheets up so you guys can follow us on that and see what our rankings are all year long in the new season. But yeah, we'll start with the beer. We're going to talk about the NCAA basketball championship. We'll talk some NFL draft predictions, some Bills news, some NFL news, a little Sabres talk, some NBA play-in games, postseason starting up soon. The last of the play-in games are actually tonight. We'll even touch a little baseball. And I think Jeff wants to finish some things off with Wrestlemania 41. So we'll end the podcast on a wrestling note.
I know you're excited for it.
You're
super excited for it. I can tell by the twinkle in your eye you're excited for it.
I'm excited for it. So yeah, I mean, you see the slide up right now. We got our boy Walter Clayton Jr. here for the Florida Gators, man. It was actually a pretty incredible final. I'd say all of there wasn't that many upsets this year in the NCAA tournament, and people were kind of upset about that. But the Final Four and then the championship game were great. Gators win their 3rd national title. Last Monday, they defeated the Houston Cougars 65-63, as correctly projected by yours truly, picking the winner.
We both picked the winner.
Well, you didn't pick Florida, did you?
Yeah, I did. I picked Florida over Duke.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, don't be doing that. Don't be doing me dirty like that.
But I did win. But I did win my pool, and I won like 3 bets that night too. Though,
nice.
Doubling down on the Gators. Houston, best defense all year. Basically, they crumbled in like the final minutes of that game. I think Florida only led for like 45 seconds or something like that.
It was low.
It was they literally the final 45 seconds of the game, that was it, and they closed them out. Walter Clayton Jr. Won they don't have an MVP. It's called an MOP, most outstanding player, I guess, in college. Well. Just found that out. Basically, he was the reason the team made it as far as they did. He'll most likely be a top 10 pick in the upcoming NBA draft. 6'3" guard. He could do it all. Drive, hit threes. He's money from the free throw line. So definitely a stud out there. We all know Cooper Flagg is probably going to go 1 overall. If not, that'll be a travesty. But yeah, man, Walter Clayton Jr., man, basically put the team on his back. Not only just the whole year, but during the tournament. And they had a great team all in all anyways. So it was fun. It was fun to win some money. Basketball's over, so I stopped betting. I haven't bet anything since college basketball has been over. I bet a couple MLB games early on in the season, but it's so early in the season, dude. And the weather is so crappy this time of the year. So any of these East Coast games, you're not seeing home runs. You're not seeing high scoring games. It's either, unless you're playing in the South or West Coast, you're not going to really see too many scores.
Yeah, I just remember anytime there's an opening day, I just remember Miguel Cabrera in a blizzard, basically, just up to bat. He's got that little parka thing over his head, and that's my opening day, springtime memory of March baseball or early April baseball. Is just you don't get to play in good weather in the northeastern and the North Midwest states until middle of June, pretty much at this point.
Yeah. We did skip the beer. Because,
yeah, I was wondering what you were doing. You said we got the slide up. I'm looking.
I'm looking. I had the wrong slide up. No, so as you guys can see on the screen, I do got the slide up now.
Okay.
We're back to the beer reviews here. Jeff brought us from Broken Skull to Steve Austin, Stone Cold Steve Austin's beer here, 316 IPA, man.
Well, let me tell you something, brother. It's WrestleMania weekend, and you can't think of a greater icon than Stone Cold Steve Austin. So we're going to kick off the weekend with some nice Stone Cold Steve Austin 316 IPA, and I'm excited for it.
Hell yeah, brother. Oh, yeah. So I got it on the screen here. This is all new, guys. We're screen capturing. We got us in the top corner there if you're watching the live stream. 7.2%. Like I said, it's an IPA. What do we got here? Dun, 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 dun. New York. I think this was just released in New York State. So, because I hadn't seen this before. They have another IPA, and then they have the American Lager.
Yeah, the American Lager is good. The other IPA is good. I just finished the can for some dumbass reason, but cheers. Nice shitty pour again.
Yeah,
Look at that. See, we can. Ooh, yeah, that's good.
That is good. Top this bad boy off now.
Wow,
the head's gone.
Breakout. All right, I'm done with my impressions. Little Hulk Hogan, little Macho Man, Randy Savage.
And with the power and the magic of the internet here, we're going to switch over to the spreadsheet. I'm going to keep track of this the whole season here for all of season 7. Starting off, obviously, with episode 0 here, the first beer of the season, 316 IPA by Broken Skull. We're going to start with the rating. So I think last year we said, like, it's kind of, I would say a 7. If we're going on a scale 1 to 10 here, and I'm trying not to use the Dave Portnoy scale, which is really funky.
One sip, everybody knows the rules.
One sip, everybody knows the rules. We're going to go through 1 through 10. I'd say a 7 is going to be about average. That'll be our baseline for these beers. Not a 5, not a 6. 7 will be the baseline. To start the season off right, I mean,
this is very smooth.
I'm a big IPA guy, too.
Yeah, I know you are. That's another reason why I got it. I actually like the hazy IPAs a little bit better.
Hazy IPAs are I put above the regular IPAs.
Yeah, this is a regular IPA. 7.2%. It doesn't even look like an IPA. It honestly looks more like a lager.
It's looks so clear,
it's
dude.
Very. That's what I was thinking. It's very clear.
I can see you kind of through the beer.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I'll start out with the 7.2.
Going with the ABV?
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Maybe that's where I saw it out of the corner of my eye or something, and that's what I...
Jeff's on the board with a 7. I honestly was thinking that. I was like, I'll just copy the ABV score on this because it's about that baseline. I'll give it a little higher just because I do like IPAs. I'm going to go 7.4 on this one.
It's very good. Crushable, for sure. Because it's a lot lighter of an IPA. If you're someone that doesn't like IPAs, I think someone would like this.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let's get into the NFL draft here. I'm going to switch over slides, get us ready for this. Kind of want to break down the top, 10, 12-ish here of the upcoming draft. We'll go through some of the players here, and then we'll get into the specifics for the Bills because they're not drafting until like 30. Last couple picks here again.
Yeah, if they actually pick at 30 this year,
they might trade to the Chiefs again.
That pissed me off so much last year. We literally were at Cody's for like an extra hour and a half waiting. It was like going on like 11:30. They traded back, and then they traded out of the first round, like
to the Panthers. I think it was, wasn't it? They traded that second time to the Panthers.
Yeah,
because they got Leggett, I think Xavier.
Xavier Leggett.
And I'm like, well, there's 2 receivers that I thought we would go after.
I actually thought Brian Thomas Jr., but I think he was too
early.
Yeah. Did he go?
They'd have to trade off to get him.
Oh, okay.
But you saw what Brian Thomas Jr. did this year
with a shit quarterback. He was fantastic.
Trevor Lawrence throwing him the ball. So yeah, man, him on the Bills with Josh Allen, ball game. It's
I still have faith in Keon Coleman, but it just sucks going and see it's like, oh, we could have had some of these other receivers and they're out here like balling out. Mm-hmm. But it is what it is. And I think Keanu will work into it. But hey, that's last year. Let's get into this year.
Let's get into it. All right. Well, we're starting things off. It looks like kind of the unanimous number one overall pick here going to the Titans is Cam Ward. You can kind of see that down here. I like that as well as what positions that the Titans are really needing. And 93% probability that they're going with the quarterback. And you got a talent like Cam Ward. I don't think they're going to let that one slip by. Think about last year. The quarterback carousel that they went through.
Mm-hmm.
What was it? Will Levis. I don't even know who. They had Mason Rudolph, I think, wasn't it?
No, I thought Mason Rudolph was on the Steelers.
No, one of them.
Did he go?
He got traded.
Did he
go? Rudolph. Yeah, it was because I think he even played against the Bills like week 4 whenever we played them or 5. Or
I think you're right. Year.
Yeah. So again, not really having the guy. They thought Will Levis was going to be the guy. The year I think he came on the year after they drafted Malik Willis. Malik went to the Packers. He played in a couple games, and Jordan Love was hurt this year. Levis then became the front runner for that position there, and really couldn't do much. He was very inconsistent. But also they started getting rid of good players, namely Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
So it's kind of almost in a rebuild mode almost. So you're gonna have this quarterback, but who is he really throwing the ball to?
Yeah.
What's the running game look like?
I mean, you can go even back further of what the Titans have been doing, and they got rid of A.J. Brown. And I just remember watching that draft, and head coach is drawing a blank on me. The Patriots head coach, Mike Vrabel, was furious that they traded him. That dude was an absolute stud of a wide receiver, and he's now having a borderline Hall of Fame career with the Eagles, has a Super Bowl, and then it's just all been downhill ever since then. They tried to bring in DeAndre Hopkins last year, a couple years ago, whatever, to try to spark something. But I think at that point, D-Hop was past his prime. He wasn't the D-Hop of old. Mm-hmm. And then, like you said, then you get rid of Derrick Henry, and now they're just left with Tajay Spears. I don't know, but Will Levis was kind of hung out to dry. The offensive line's not good. The defense isn't good, but Cam Ward looks to be a better quarterback, so hopefully they can build around him in this draft as well.
No, I like it. I think
it's a great pick.
I think that's almost the only pick at this point. Unless you wanted to reach for a different quarterback that you liked over him, quarterback's the answer, and he's looking like the best of the.
The only thing I would differ on that is Abdul Carter's an absolute game changer. He is probably the actual should be the number one pick overall in this draft. He is the bona fide superstar coming out of college. Mm-hmm. So that's my only rebuttal against that, but. You need a quarterback, but I've said this before. You don't get a quarterback. You have to get the quarterback for your franchise. And unfortunately, if Cam Ward came into the draft last year, mm-hmm. he still probably only would have been the 5th or 6th quarterback taken. So he's in the right place, right time. He's gonna get his opportunity.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, we kind of sneak preview here of number 2 on the board here. The Browns looking to get Travis Hunter possibly. I mean, the two-way player. Look at their probabilities here of drafting what positions they need. Cornerbacks up there at 63%, followed by D-line and then QB. I mean, the QB issues, I think they'll probably end up just handling in free agency. Maybe they get some guy deep in the draft. But defense, after I think it was only 2 years ago, they were a top 5 defense in the league. I mean, when you have Myles Garrett on your team, you're always going to be in contention for that. But Travis Hunter, he's an interesting one just because of, the dual threat. He can play both sides of the ball. At least that's what he did in college for the Buffaloes. I don't know, man. Do you think he's going to be the guy that's going to play both sides, or they're just going to draft this guy and he's mainly going to play one position?
Well, I've seen the story come out that he says he's going to retire if he doesn't get to play both sides of the ball. Yeah. I would call his bluff immediately. You're going to pass up millions of dollars and retire because you don't get to play both sides of the ball. No, you're going to go play where you're told to play. But I do think wherever he's drafted, they are going to give him the opportunity to showcase that he can do that. Look, the dude's young. He's 21, 22 years old. Well, let him play both sides of the ball, especially on a rookie contract. You get production. You get an 85% production out of him on both sides of the ball. I'd take that. The only problem I can see running into that is if he does play well on both sides of the ball under his rookie contract, he's going to come up. He's going to say, "Hey, you're going to have to pay me for 2 positions because that's what I'm playing." So that's kind of the negative, but that's so far into the future right now.
My whole thing is you just increased your chances of getting injured by double.
That too. Yeah, I never even thought of that.
It's already hard enough to stay healthy, for the length of the NFL season. This isn't college anymore, man. These guys are big out there hitting you. So if you're going to try to play both sides of the ball, good luck. I get it. He broke a record in how many snaps he played pretty much all season by a long shot. I just don't see that being the case. I can see that being more of like a 70-30 split maybe. If they're drafting him and it looks like they need him more as a cornerback, that's where it's going to be. And then obviously when injuries come into play, you can also fill him in injury spots too. So
that's true.
Let's say he was playing cornerback 70 or 80% of the time. He's out there on some trick plays, or they have some plays probably going to be drawn up for him. But then let's say, I don't know who their wide receiver core is anymore, Jerry Jeudy, and then everybody else. Somebody else gets hurt. They might just be able to plug this guy in at wide receiver and say, hey, we got the depth now at cornerback. We can relax on that. You can go play 70-30 on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it pays out here, because I don't think it's going to I don't know. I don't see him playing that many snaps. I see it just going to be more game script going into this.
Yeah, I agree with that. So, yeah. I am excited to see what they do with him, though. Because it's kind of...
Yeah. We haven't seen anything
so
really like
I don't want to
man.
compare him to this player because he's not this player, but it's Shohei-esque. Modern day. Because Dion played two positions back in, but that was way back then.
Yeah.
The game is a lot faster. It's a lot stronger now. It's a little bit different. Shohei is the type of person, it's like he's out hitting and he's out pitching. Pitching is only every 5 days. I get it. But that's the kind of comparison I can see. It's like, okay, well, he's a two-way player, much like Shohei Ohtani. He pitches and he plays, he DHs.
That's an extreme example.
It's like I said, I didn't want to, but the first thing that popped in my mind is like, since Dion, I haven't seen another player play both sides of the ball.
Yeah. Now, there's been guys that have been converted, though. They might have been drafted as a cornerback.
Right, and then they play a different position.
They might have played like one game as this, and then they're like
full-time both positions. Because right now, he's only listed as an athlete.
He's an athlete.
He's not even listed at a position.
He's an athlete.
He's an athlete.
He is an athlete.
And he is an athlete. He's getting his jersey retired.
Oh, at Colorado.
At Colorado. Him and Shador.
Shocker.
Dude. Yeah, they went 13-12 in the 2 years they were there.
Wow, dude.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, good job, guys.
Good job. You barely broke 500. All right, moving on here. The Giants, this guy you just mentioned, Abdul Carter, coming out of Penn State here, edge rusher. I mean, I get it. The defense definitely was, worse than the offense last year, and the offense wasn't that great, but they made some moves in the offseason here. They went out and grabbed a couple quarterbacks. You have Malik Neighbors already. The run game looked promising with Tracy Jr. already, so I can see the skill position pieces kind of fitting in around here, possibly an O-lineman, which we're going to get to next year with the Patriots, but the defense overall was a huge weak point, I think, for the Giants. So, yeah, man, Abdul Carter, I'm not mad at that. According to this, I mean, they need a D lineman 58%, cornerback, and then QB's at 12. So, look at that. What's that? Over 78, almost 80%. Not 88% of what they need is going to be on the defensive side. So.
Yeah, which makes sense because, I think the quarterback is so low because they went out and got Jameis Winston and Russell Wilson. So yeah, I get it. I don't know. I get it. I could definitely see them taking Shador Sanders though, because that's been the talk. It's like Shador's going to New York, but now it's just like, oh well, maybe not because Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter might be there. If Abdul Carter's not there, they're going Shador Sanders.
Yeah.
Hot take.
Well, here, look at this little snip here. Picking quarterback at 3 seems like a possibility, although they added Russ, Jameis Winston, and they still have Tommy DeVito. But look at it went down to 12%. It was 66% needing a quarterback mid-March, and then all those moves
because they only had Tommy DeVito. And then they added 2. They're like, well, they have 3. They can't keep 4. It's like, well, yeah, you can because you can cut Tommy fucking Cutlets because that dude's a bum.
Cutlets.
That dude is an absolute bum.
I don't want to scroll too much because our picture in the corner blocks their picture on here. So,
we don't want to do that.
All right, number 4 here, New England Patriots, Will Campbell, offensive tackle here. I get it, man. Drake May last year was running for his life out there.
Yes, he was.
Needed some protection. Now, they also have a lot more holes than just an offensive lineman. They need wide receivers. The running back game went down tremendously last year. I thought Stevenson a couple years ago looked like that guy. Last year, not so much. Kind of like a shell of himself. I mean, they had Zeke kind of spell him at times, but he's past his prime. So I think it starts, though, with the quarterback, and this is a smart move by the Patriots. I hate to say it, but needing to get that offensive line buffed up first is probably your number one priority.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Absolutely, because, like you said, Drake May was running for his fucking life last year.
Oh, he was. If we look here, 50% O-line, D-line, linebackers. So, like, they're needing help on both sides of the ball.
Drake May has so much potential, and I've seen it, and I've said it. I'm a Drake May believer. And I hate to say that because he's in the Bills division. But what I saw from him, he looks like an actual quarterback that can play football. Like, he looks like he can be a franchise quarterback.
Better than who they had. Who was it before they had?
Mac Jones?
Yeah,
way better than Mac Jones.
Bailey
Way better.
Zappi.
I was going to say Bailey Zappy Hour.
Yeah. Number 5 are the Jacksonville Jaguars. D tackle Mason Graham here coming out of Michigan. The Jags, dude, another kind of fucking shit show of a franchise. They need help in a lot of positions as well, but some of these teams here, like, they got the skill position players. They believe in Trevor Lawrence. They paid him a lot of money, so right away, quarterback, wide receiver are off the docket there. Etienne, kind of, I don't know if he's still under contract.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I don't know how long he's been on the team for.
But Tank Bigsby spelled him, and they actually took over most of the time last year. Even when Etienne wasn't even hurt, he was still starting a lot of games. So I think they feel like they have the skill position players locked down. Going out and getting beefing up the D line will probably be a plus for them. I'm not opposed to that.
Yeah, I like that pick too.
Ashton Denty, number 6, the Raiders.
I don't mean to jump in front of you here.
Go ahead.
But this has been like the surefire, other than Cam Ward at number 1. Every mock draft I have ever seen, this is the only one that has stayed consistent out of like the 20 different people that are doing mock drafts. You got Cam Ward at 1 and Ashton Denty with the Raiders. And I thought they were picking 8.
They're picking 6.
Okay, well, I was wrong. I thought they were going 8.
Yeah.
But,
I know there was talks of like the Cowboys potentially trading up to get Genty too, because they need a quarterback. They're a team running back. They're a team that has all the other positions, and they need that guy. Who did Geno Smith, right? So the Raiders. So I mean, they went out. They addressed that question. I mean, were you going to do anything with Gardner Minshew last year? Probably not, man.
Aiden O'Connell. There was some hope. There was some hope there from 2 years ago. I think there was
from our Raider friends. Yeah. But man, these weren't going to be the guys. So, trade for a guy that's kind of been proven. He came back. He had this great comeback story with the Seahawks, and Geno Smith has kind of played himself back into like a premier starting quarterback role now.
And he started with Pete Carroll. That's kind of what revitalized his career. So they've already got good chemistry. So I don't think that there's going to be any missing or butting heads, or there's not going to be anything that they need to get on the same page with. They're already on the same page. Pete Carroll probably took that job knowing, hey, this is who I want to go trade for. Mm-hmm. So, and I think Pete Carroll is probably in Geno's ear a little bit. It's like, hey, if the Seahawks offer you this, we can do the same thing, because he's ended up signing an extension too. So.
Yeah.
So Geno's there, I think, for 4 or 5 years, because I think
it was a 4-year deal. Yeah.
No, but I like that pick, Ashton Denty.
It's a good fit, man.
There's very high hopes for him. And the last 2 running backs to come out of the top, 10 or 15 picks were Bijan Robinson and Jahmyr Gibbs, who have panned out to be very good running backs. So people are always like, you can get running backs later in the rounds, but if you've got a guy that is going to be a bona fide star, I think you're going to be okay taking him in the first round in general, but especially that high though.
Another team in the Bills division here, the New York Football Jets. Amon Membo, coming out of Missouri, offensive tackle here. Again, makes sense. Last year they had Aaron Rodgers running for his life. They went out and grabbed a mobile quarterback in Justin Fields.
Yep.
That's part one. But you know what else could help is if you just beef up the offensive line anyways. It'll help the run game out. It'll help your passing game out. They're needing to beef that up regardless. So I think this is a smart move by the Jets here. Again, skill position players are already locked down. You got Breece Hall, who still is still the guy, even though they're coming off a bad year. You still got Garrett Wilson. Did what's his face re-sign with them? Devontae Adams?
No, he is on the Rams now.
That's right. He went to the Rams. So, but you still got Garrett Wilson. You still got Breece Hall.
Yeah.
So, and now you got your quarterback. You have a mobile quarterback. Offensive line makes sense. The defense is still the defense. I think that was just kind of they overplayed themselves last year because they were in a hole every single game. The offense was so bad, the defense literally had to carry them on their back every single game.
And they couldn't.
Yeah. And firing Robert Saleh after 4 games and or 5 games after having a winning record and firing him, I think he had a winning record. I think he was like 3-2 or something like that.
No, I think he was 2 and 3.
Really?
I'm almost positive.
We'll fact check.
Actually, he might have been 1-4. Yeah, you can fact check it. But also they had Braylon Allen, another good running back. And I saw just before you switched it over that they were looking for a tight end at a position. I think you can get a tight end later in the rounds. Mm-hmm. Offensive line makes the absolute most sense. 2 and 3. Thank you.
He was 2 and 3.
Yeah. Come on, man. I got my knowledge, I may not be smart, but I got some shit up here that it's useful once in a while. But offensive line absolutely makes sense. I said it last year, and I said it the year before. The offensive line was absolutely putrid. Mm-hmm. That's why Aaron Rodgers got hurt on the 4th play of the game 2 years ago. And last year, they tried to beef it up. It didn't get any better. And for some reason, with the same defense, they took a step back, and then they were like, all right, let's fucking break up the entire system. We're getting rid of the head coach. We're getting rid of the general manager. And Woody Wilson's using his son's fucking Madden ratings on why they're not trading for Jerry Jeudy. So the Jets are still going to be a fucking mess no matter what they do.
Yeah. I'm looking at this guy's, what they have written about him. Ran a 4.91 in the 40 at 332 pounds.
Damn, I don't even think I could run a 4.91 now. I'm 100 pounds less than him.
Dude,
Jesus,
this is wild. So
that's big boy strength right there.
They're good. Look at this athletic score of 94, dude.
Damn.
Jesus, I don't know what
that means. Give me a 49 if I was lucky.
All right, pick 8 here. The Carolina Panthers. Jalen Walker coming out of Georgia, linebacker, edge rusher. Makes sense. Again, I think the Panthers made a push there at the end of the season, dude.
They did.
I think, benching Bryce Young there for a little bit and then installing him back at the starting quarterback position maybe kind of spooked him a little bit. Hey, man, you better start playing or you're replaceable. We'll put an Andy Dalton. Absolutely. We'll fucking take the rest of the season. We don't even care.
Well, they tried, and Andy Dalton, I think, got hurt, or played even worse than what Bryce Young was doing.
He threw some dots right away, and like Adam Thielen came back at the end of the year, and he started doing good. It's like, well, I guess now we have to try winning. Yeah. But makes sense. Don't know anybody else on this defense except for I think it's Horn, who was Horn. Joe Horn's son.
It's somebody's son who used to play in the
Joe Horn's son was a wide receiver for
the
Joe
Horn Jr.?
It's not Joe Horn Jr. though. Yeah, maybe it is, dude.
Who knows? We're not fact checking that. Okay.
We are.
We are. All right, we're gonna fact check that. I like what I saw to Bryce Young towards the second half of the season, or towards the end of the Jace Horn. J.C. Horn. That's what it is. J.C. Horn. Told you.
There is a Joe Horn Jr., but that's not him. He's got a brother.
Oh, all right. Well, maybe he's coming into the NFL next year or something. I don't know. I liked what I saw to Bryce Young last year. He really turned it up. He really showed that he should have been that number 1 pick. Mm-hmm. He played very well. I think offensive line is going to help them. The defense is going to help them a little bit. Maybe another wide receiver. And I like their running back situation. But we'll see what they're going for. But yeah.
Moving up to 9 here.
We're dragging this on a little bit too long. We should probably rapid fire this a little bit more.
We'll rapid fire it here. Right. I only got a couple more picks here, I think. Shedeur Sanders. What?
Never mind. I was thinking we're doing the whole fucking...
No, we're not doing the whole thing, dude. We're just doing 12 picks, man.
I'm a fucking moron. Sorry. I'm sorry. I lost a couple brain cells doing those Macho Man and Hulk Hogan impersonations.
Yeah, we're not doing the whole thing, dude. It's just
I had it in my head that because I suggested we do the whole first round.
We'd be here. It would be a 4-hour podcast.
Yeah. You know what? Disregard me. Carry on.
Yeah, no worries. New Orleans Saints here looking at Shedeur Sanders, QB out of Colorado. We just talked about his teammate, Travis Hunter, possibly going at number 2 here. This is the second best guy probably coming out of that team, right? So the Saints last year, if we look at it, Derek Carr, they thought could have been the answer when they I think they trade for him, or was he a free agent when they signed Derek Carr?
He was a free agent.
I think he was a free agent. You know what? I didn't think I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, me too.
Coming from the Raiders, not really having a great team around him, having a little bit better pieces on the Saints. The defense was better than the Raiders. Offensive had better. I mean, you had Kamara still, so like you can't really count him out. The wide receiver, group was a little bit banged up, but they had potential. And he really couldn't do anything with it. And they started off, 2-0 last year and then lost like 7 or 8 straight?
Yeah, they scored
40 points a game.
They scored 93 points in the first 2 games and absolutely dominated. I said, oh shit, here come the Saints, this offensive juggernaut putting up 40 points a game. Granted, they weren't against the best teams, but like, holy shit, this team looks like they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, I mean, we're looking at quarterbacks. He's overall second best, I think, on the draft board right here. And according to this here, they need a quarterback 40% more than anything else. I think that this is the guy you got to go for. And he's got the mobility part as well. They can run some probably read options with whatever's left in Kamara's legs, man. He still doesn't look like he's lost that much of a step.
No.
But injuries are a little bit of a problem at this point in his career. But when he's healthy, he still looks good.
Well, do you know why that jumped up to 47%? Derek Carr is dealing with a shoulder injury out of the blue.
Here we go. Right here. Sanders high upside due to
potential loss
of Derek Carr. 2025 availability is now in doubt
because shoulder injury. That's insane. Like I heard about this the other day. I was like, whoa, wait a minute. Like I thought this dude went out for a different injury last year, and now all of a sudden he's coming back in, and now his shoulder's shot. Like this dude might be done. Like if he's already potentially missing the 2025 season. And he missed most of last season with a completely different injury, and he's coming in with a new injury. It's like, I don't know, man. That's tough, and that's why they need a quarterback. But don't be surprised if the Saints take Jackson Dart, because I think Jackson Dart is probably the most underrated quarterback in this draft right now.
Ole Miss, I think.
Yes.
I could see that too, but are you going to leave Shedeur on the board?
Yes, you are, because Jackson Dart, that dude is an Ole Miss boy. You know he wants to be. Louisiana ain't too far. You know that dude would definitely be throwing some crawfish down. He'll be doing a seafood boil. He'll be alligator.
I don't think that they pass on him if he's there, unless there's a potential trade, and somebody gets moved up to grab the guy. I think it'll be pretty chalk in that regard.
I'm just saying, don't be shocked.
No, I wouldn't be surprised.
Don't be shocked if Jackson Dart. That's the name I'm throwing out there between Jackson Dart between the Saints and the Steelers at 21.
The Steelers too, but see, like that's
because
such
they
a
don't
big
have a
jump there though from 9 to 21. So if you're reaching for a guy that a lot of people have projected at 21.
If you want to scroll through the quarterbacks between 10 and,
we'll scroll down because
20,
I just wanted to do the top
Bears
10
don't need a quarterback.
Here. Bears don't need a quarterback. A tight end actually kind of makes sense there because Cole Kmet was kind of like so
he was
inconsistent.
Butt cheeks last year,
and they had all the other pieces too. So.
And they revamped that off. They signed 4 brand new offensive line. They probably have the highest paid offensive line in the NFL right now. They signed 4 guys to double $10 million plus a year.
All right, so we're scrolling down here. Let's see.
49ers don't need a quarterback.
No,
Cowboys don't need a quarterback. Dolphins don't need a quarterback. Colts need a quarterback.
Not according to this, they don't.
They're idiots then.
Mike Green.
The Falcons don't need a quarterback. Cardinals don't need a quarterback.
No.
Bengals definitely don't need a quarterback. Seahawks just got Sam Darnold. They got Baker Mayfield. They got Bo Nix. So literally, the teams 10 through 20 don't need a quarterback.
Look at this, though. Now they're even projecting him to fall even further because now they're going D tackle at this position instead of Jackson Dart.
Well, he wasn't projected to go there. I'm just saying, I could see the Steelers.
No, I've seen mock drafts though with the Steelers possibly taking him in the second round because Steelers do still need a quarterback, and they are not valuing Jackson Dart high, is what I'm saying. So I doubt that they would reach for him. That's a guy that's going to go follow a second round. You're not going to reach for him. Unless something gets screwy, somebody trades up, they grab Shedeur, and they go, you know what? We find value in Jackson Dart. We'll trade this pick to you. You take him. We'll go back. And we'll get Jackson Dart. You could take Shedeur, and we'll get another draft pick or something out of it.
Right.
That could actually be the play out there.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see where he's falling here.
I don't think he's in the first round.
No,
I'd be shocked if he was.
And this is all first round.
But I like I said, I think he's that sneaky underrated quarterback because of the amount of games that he's played. And when you get too far, that Nick Emanuele at 29, look for the Bills to trade up to draft him. That was a real quick glance I saw on the screen here. But Nick Emanuori, that's the guy. That's the guy. That's the safety I want. Emanuori.
Okay. Ooh, think of Cam Chancellor, Keanu Neal, Devon Wilson, Donovan Wilson, Jeremy.
That's what I'm saying. Look for the Bills to jump the Commanders. But he was also rumored to go to the Steelers. But I think because now of the this tension between T.J. Watt and the Steelers. I don't know if you saw that.
No, I didn't.
T.J. Watt posted up on his Instagram. He chucked a picture of him chucking the deuces. He wants a new contract, and the contract negotiations are not going well.
Okay.
You got to pay more attention to sports, brother.
Dude, I haven't been in the football mindset, but now
I'm in everything.
Into it.
I'm in everything, brother.
I was like literally just concentrating just on college basketball. And now we got like the NBA playoffs are starting, baseball started. I actually been watching a little bit of baseball too. So I got to get back into football here. We're getting close to the drafts next week, folks. Let's see.
Yeah,
here.
I was involuntarily up until almost midnight last night watching the Warriors, and was it Memphis? Warriors, Warriors Memphis.
That game was on late.
So that game was out of control early.
Yep.
And then I dozed off for a second. I wake up
and highlights up there. Right
there it is. So I dozed off, but the Warriors were up by I think double digits, closer to 20 points at one point.
Yeah.
And then I wake up, I'm just like, oh shit, this game is getting good. And then Steph fucking Curry went off. Jimmy Buckets went off. I'm like, all right, well, this is why they traded for them. I think they are a very dangerous team. We'll talk basketball a little bit.
We'll talk a little basketball later. All right, let's get into some Bills stuff here specifically.
Hey.
So this is the draft board here. We'll go through. I don't want to go through all of them, but we'll go through maybe the top 4 or 5 picks. Our first pick here in round 1 is coming again right at the end. Again, that's what happens when you're a good football team. You're not going to get great draft picks. So let's see what we got here. We'll start things off, and I'm on the round 4 for some reason. So round 1, pick 30. They're looking at this Nick Scorton guy, edge rusher out of Texas A&M. I see your concerns because now we're looking down here to foreshadow cornerback in the second round, pick 62. Trading up to get a safety, I'm not opposed to that either, dude.
Yeah.
The defense honestly should be the focal point in this draft.
Absolutely.
Whether it's an edge rusher, linebacker, DB. I got even the depth chart up here so we can take kind of a deeper dive into this, but we go to the offensive side of the ball here. They signed Joey Bosa in the offseason. Both these guys they got suspended for PEDs or something.
Yeah, Ogunjobi and Hoyt got fucking suspended right
off the bat.
You know what sucks though is they weren't even on our team, and that shit wasn't announced until after they were signed. Give me a fucking break. Reduce the suspension a little bit for us. That's not. Yeah. We shouldn't get penalized as a team because they were doing this shit on somebody else's team. That's my only gripe with it.
Here's my concern with your thing with getting a safety. Do we not believe Taylor Rapp and DeMar? I mean, I don't think
DeMar Hamlin. I think he should be a death piece.
So now you go in, you plug in that guy you were just talking about, plug him in at free safety, and he plays next to Taylor Rapp.
Yes,
I like that. I still think Cole Bishop. He needs some time. Yes. I still think he's not ready. And I liked Rapp last year. What he did, he definitely did not look ready in the games that he had to start.
Not at all.
If he came in off an injury or covering something for an injury mid game, or they had to plug him in as if somebody was taking a rest or whatever, fine. As a starter, it didn't look that great. So I say give him a little bit more time. And I forgot we picked up this Derek Forrest guy from Washington.
He's a death piece. In my opinion, he's a death piece. I'm going to try to not talk away from the mic.
No, you're good. So going back to this list here, edge rusher.
Oh, I got a Mikey Depor.
Oh, the Mikey Depor.
See, I was too worried about getting good quality audio over here for our
Joey Bosa. Greg Rousseau is on the line.
Yeah.
Do we need another? Are we going to take our first pick with an edge rusher who might not even start?
Probably. Why not?
Then at that point, why?
It's more.
But then trade up and get that safety because he actually has potential. My point is, I get it. He's pick 30, so it's he's not the first overall pick, and he's not expected to start right away. But your first pick, I would think has the potential, has the possibility of starting. He ain't starting over either of these guys.
So my opinion, the Bills need to go first round pick. It needs to be cornerback / safety. Mm-hmm. second round pick needs to be cornerback / safety. The opposite, whatever they do. So they trade up and get that safety, and then the other second round pick they have, then you can go ahead and get, another cornerback or I'm sorry, an edge rusher. Like, then you can go get somebody as another depth piece that can develop here that has potential. But if you're looking for the first round, I would definitely lean more towards cornerback safety in my opinion, because our safeties are too slow. I love DeMar Hamlin. He's always going to be a Buffalo favorite, based off of what happened to him.
I will say we couldn't get to the cornerback, even though Rousseau, and I know that's why they got Bosa. Again, he's getting towards the end of his career too. Maybe he's got a couple more solid.
He's younger now. He's younger now than when we traded or we signed Von Miller. So Von Miller looked okay until he got that injury on Thanksgiving.
So I think this is more. Then now I don't think this is as bad as a pick, because now we're like, hey man, the same thing, knock on wood, could happen to Joey Bosa.
That's
trade for a guy. Now you don't have any pass rushers.
That makes a lot more sense now.
It makes more sense now looking at it in that regard. So, hey, man, go for the edge rusher. If we don't trade up and get that safety, I'm fine with taking the edge rusher there. Now, in round 2 here, our next pick at pick 56 here, so it's 26 picks later, they're looking at linebacker Demetrius Knight Jr. out of South Carolina. Our linebacker core here. Look at the depth chart here.
Core is, I
thought was pretty good. Matt Milano, Terrell Bernard, Dorian Williams, Balin Spector. And our boy Buffalo Joe here.
Buffalo Joe, baby. I want that dude to write out his contract. Like, whatever his contract is, I want that dude on our team.
Everybody's rooting for Buffalo Joe.
Yeah, it's like you could make that a fucking Hallmark movie.
Yeah.
This grew up in Buffalo, huge Buffalo fan. He's out here.
Played at UB.
He played at UB, I think. You can correct me on that one. He's out here. He's fucking tailgating with Bills Mafia. He is one of Bills Mafia. And then he comes into the Bills. He tries out for the team, and he fucking makes it because the dude's a stud. Like, that's fantastic. I love that. Keep this dude on the team as long as possible. Did he go to UB? Okay. I don't pay attention.
I was 99% sure. I just wanted
the
to
last person that I know that came out of
Khalil.
Yeah, was Khalil Mack.
Khalil Mack. Actually, you know who else came out of there? Oh, this is a name. I think it was Naaman Robinson. Naaman. Oh, fuck, man. He was a wide receiver, but he never played for the Bills, though. Is it Naaman Robinson?
You're not typing everything.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy. Here we go. Clean up space for more storage.
I'm going to spell this wrong. No. Naaman?
Obituary for Naaman?
No, dude.
Oh, dude, did you kill him? You fucking Googled him?
There he is. Roosevelt. Naaman Roosevelt.
Not even fucking close. Well, you got the
R.
Was
close,
all right. You got the R.
Dude, it's like he's 37 now, man. I don't know. It's been a while.
Dude's the same age as me.
Jeez.
He's in the CFL now.
Let me see this real quick. Naaman Roosevelt.
Oh, boy.
We got time, folks. Don't worry.
Plenty of time.
Coming out, look at college. Came out of Buffalo, and he played. Oh, these are just his college stats. Let me see. Where's the NFL stats? Well, it was pro football. Okay. I don't know why you clicked on that.
I don't know, man.
Oh, he did go to the Bills then. Then I'm retarded. Look at this. 2010, 2011 Buffalo Bills out of UB.
Well, I'm going to give you credit for that one.
Naaman Roosevelt.
I'll give you a little bloop for that one.
He didn't start. He started one game in 2 years. Played in 16 of them. His best year here was the second year. He was a 2 and done, man. Played 2 seasons. He never started.
But that's
the path of a lot of these guys.
That's the path of a lot of it, because the average length of an NFL player is only 3 years.
Oh, we're forgetting the most famous though. Now, I mean, Khalil Mack is up there, but James Starks, bro.
Did he go to UB too?
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot. He's Super Bowl.
I'm reaching for Naaman Roosevelt over.
Yeah,
James
we forgot
Starks.
about not even just a UB legend. Played in Niagara Falls, where we're streaming from. Like, shout out to Niagara Falls.
Niagara Falls legend James Starks.
Yeah, Niagara Falls. Actually, his jersey was hanging at the old Buffalo Wild Wings, which is now an eye store, or I don't know, an eye doctor place. I don't know what it's called. I don't need my eyes checked, so I'm good. I got 20/20 vision. I don't wear contacts like you do.
Thanks, dude.
Hey, no problem.
Next here, right after the same round, second cornerback, like we were just saying, definitely looking at the depth pieces here. I agree with this one. If we look at this, where are we at here? cornerback.
Christian Benford.
Down here, Dane Jackson. I guess they
re-signed him. So I could see cornerback as a top priority.
Speaking of UB, Jamarcus Ingram, another UB guy.
All right. Well,
we're about to have the UB squad over here. We should have got Khalil Mack, dude.
We got the Carolina Panthers, front office and coaches, and now we're gonna have the UB fucking football team here.
So they classify us as our base defense as a 4-2 because we run the nickel a lot.
Yeah,
so we're not really running 3 linebackers more of the time. Taron Johnson, I'd say top 3 nickel cornerback in the NFL. So him healthy, basically just like a faster linebacker anyways. But if you look at our true cornerbacks here on the outside, Dane Jackson and Christian Benford, I'm not mad at beefing up the cornerback depth.
No, absolutely not. That's what I said. I think defense has to be a top priority. Cornerback, safety, you got to get faster and better at both positions. And just to add depth.
And just to kind of round this out here, D lineman, wide receiver, offensive tackle. Offensive tackle, I'm not mad at. I'm always liking when we get more offensive line.
We have a fantastic offensive line.
You never know when there's an injury.
I'm talking about our offensive line depth. Go look at, we got Hendricks is our offensive, one of the backups.
David Edwards, obviously our center, Connor McGovern.
Oh, Kendrick Green, that's what I was thinking. Kendrick Green,
from Houston.
Absolutely fantastic. Mike Edwards is good. Ryan Vandermark.
Spencer Brown. I mean, who's this guy we got from the Rams here? David Edwards. I don't remember him playing that much last year.
I'm going to be honest.
I don't remember that name at all.
I've never seen that. I think that might have to be a typo. Left guard, I thought. Wasn't that...
Unless we got rid of somebody. But I even remember Alec Anderson. I remember that
I'm
name.
thinking of Cyrus Torrance. He's on the right side, though.
So maybe they switched somebody around here.
Spencer Brown. I like him. He played.
This guy didn't play last year either. Or Tyron Grable, I don't think, played that many snaps. But Travis Clayton's the guy from the UK. He's the fucking rugby
is he the rugby star?
He's the rugby guy. I'm pretty sure. We can fact check now that we got the internet. Travis Clayton
Jr. the third. Rugby. Oh, it literally popped up. It said Buffalo Bills.
Bang. So, yeah.
Boom. But you were right.
Preseason.
Yeah, he got hurt.
So... Again,
I'm all right with that, though.
I mean, where are we at here? Dun, 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 dun. I mean, I'm not mad at any of these. A wide receiver, a lot of people are mad with Keon Coleman's production last year.
No, I'm not.
He was hurt for, 4 or 5 games?
And he's the worrisome thing, though, is that it's in the offseason, he's still dealing with injuries, or he's still dealing with issues from that injury. But I will say one thing. If for whatever reason there happens to be a running back that falls into the second round of the Bills absolutely love, that will be very telling what we do with James Cook. Now, I truly believe, I think he's worth some money, not the $15 million a year that he wants, but I believe he's probably worth maybe $11.5, $12, $13 million a year. I could see him signing with that, or signing for that amount of money. We'll see what we can do, though. But I think just keep an eye out what the Buffalo Bills do in the draft when it comes to running backs. This is a very, very running back heavy draft this year.
Yeah,
there's a lot of running backs. Like I said, I'm a huge Cam Scatterboo fan, because that motherfucker. I watched that playoff game.
He was truck sticking.
Dude, he was truck sticking. I went back and he looked absolutely fantastic, and I would love to have him as a... Plus, his name's fun. Cam Scatterboo. Cam Scatterbo. Whatever the fuck it is. I like it. Let's get him on the Bills. If we think there's a possibility James Cook might not resign. But
and I'll just end on this note here. Rounding this out, safety, linebacker, cornerback. So, I mean, the theme here is defense.
Yeah, there was one offense, two offensive
The first
picks.
6 rounds here, a lineman and a wide receiver, and that's it.
Yeah.
The first 6 rounds. So, we know what
we
they're
have
going to do.
10 picks overall. We're probably not going to use all of our 10 picks. We have we're tied for the second most picks in the NFL.
Yeah.
We're probably not going to use every single one of them.
Awesome. All right. I think we're good, man. Let's move on to some NHL talk. I'm gonna switch.
Oh,
screens.
real quick,
What's up?
before we switch off to the draft, if there's one thing that the Bills cannot do this year, there's somebody needs to fucking slap somebody's hand if Brandon Beane tries to make a trade with the fucking Kansas City Chiefs. I don't care what Xavier Worthy did. I don't care what Keon Coleman's doing. Stop fucking trading with the Chiefs. That's my only issue that I have going into the draft this year is don't fucking trade.
I don't even
with
think
the
they have a
Chiefs.
first round pick.
They should. They won their second.
Oh, there they are, 24.
Oh, they're 24th?
They're 24th.
How'd they go to 24? They lost the Super Bowl. Oh, projected trade with Minnesota.
Oh,
Scroll back up to number 6 then, because I think...
because you think that was a projected trade?
Yes.
Nope, you're wrong, dude. No projected trade.
All right, never mind. Well, go back to 8 then. Go back to 8 real quick. Hold on. Scroll down. You're making her listen.
Nothing. There's 8.
Cool.
This is 8.
Oh, okay. I thought there was more.
No, it's 8.
All right. I don't know where the fuck I heard 8 from. I've been seeing Ashton Genty at 8 to the Raiders all offseason, and now all of a sudden I come here and you're like, he's at 6. I'm like, whoa.
He's been drinking, folks.
This is my second beer.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta pour mine up. Hold on.
Yeah, come on, dude. Give us the fucking program.
This is the part in the show.
Yeah, we got the Sabres coming up. Sabres talk. So we definitely got to be drinking to talk about the Sabres because they had an opportunity last night to prevent the Toronto Maple Leafs from winning the division, and they. Oh my God, what is that pour?
Don't worry about the pour, Jeff.
All right. Anyways, I'll keep talking about the Sabres. I've gone to quite a few games this year, more than I've gone to probably in the last 10 years combined.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the Sabres, they fumbled the bag last night. It was only 1-0 with like 10 minutes left of the game. And they fucking choked. They could not get anybody in front of the net to get any type of distraction. They let their goaltenders see every single shot they took. I think they outshot the Maple Leafs as well last night. They could have done that. Tomorrow night is the season-ending season finale for the regular season. Well, season-ending game.
Yeah.
It's a season-ending game.
It is. I'll be at that game.
Sorry. You going tomorrow too?
Yeah, I'm going tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm going tomorrow. I'm taking my grandma tomorrow.
Oh, nice. I'll see you.
Yeah. So, I'm going to Alex talk bobblehead. It's bobblehead giveaway. First 15,000 fans. They might not even have 15,000.
Yes, it is.
It is. I know.
No, I know.
You don't need to
I'm confirming you.
You're checking.
One game left. Oh, the Flyers.
Yep, Flyers. We lost to them when we shouldn't have a couple weeks ago.
They're probably one of the only teams worse than the Sabres.
Boston also is as well.
Boston's pretty bad.
There's a couple teams out west that are really bad too.
Blackhawks. There's some bad teams out there.
It's going to come down to the fact that the Sabres, they had that 13-game stretch. And my biggest gripe is Kevin Adams still hasn't gone out and gotten another top 6 forward. They've had they had 8 picks in the first 4 rounds last draft. They had 8 picks in the draft the year before that in the first 4 rounds. They had 10 picks in the first 4 rounds. I think 3 of them have played in an NHL game. We are wasting so much fucking draft picks on players that will never see the light of the NHL. Go fucking trade all of them. Trade our first round pick this year, next year. Go get a fucking stud that we know is going to be a bona fide 40 to 50 goal scorer. You pay him. If there's a free agent, I know my cousin keeps talking and he wants Mitch Marner from the Maple Leafs. He's going to be a free agent this year. Go offer that motherfucker all the money you can.
Mitch Marner.
Is that what I said?
Yeah.
Okay. Because Mitch Marner, he's a very good player.
Oh, I like Mitch Marner.
He's a very good player.
Too, isn't he still, or
he's
no?
He's still very young. I think this might be his first contract because he came in after Austin Matthews. You're not typing anything. You really needed to learn what the fuck you're doing over here. Anyways, but the Sabres, it's going to come back to that 13-game win streak. They didn't have the offensive power because they were
27.
missing. They were missing Darlene that entire season. So, that entire 13-game stretch, they lost every single game. Like, it's going to come down to those games where we lost by a goal, maybe 2.
I'm fading over to this screen. I had it on the other screen, but just to show you here the schedule. Right before that 13-game lose streak, Sabres were 11-9-1 at that point in the season.
Yeah.
So 2 games above 500.
Yep.
And then bang, 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 stretch. You win 3, then you lose 3, then you win 2, then you lose 1, you win, you lose 2. And it's just never really getting your foot here until right here where you rifle off 4 in a row, then you're 4 games under 500, then you win 6 of 7, and then you're 3 games under, and then
you lose 6 in a fucking row again.
You can't do that.
Between the 13-game losing streak and the 6-game losing streak, it's so fucking embarrassing. Like,
and look at this to close out the season too, man. They were 35 and 36, and they dropped 4 straight. You get 1 point from a shootout loss, but wow, dude, it was a long shot, but I think they were still mathematically.
After I went to that Boston game that Sunday night. That was a very fun game to be at.
6-3, putting up points.
They needed to win out the season, and they needed to win out the season, and they needed Montreal to basically lose out. So it was very far-fetched. They were, I think, like 9 points out, and that would have just passed Montreal by 1 point. So
was it Reimer?
Reimer. James Reimer was actually playing better than Luukkonen.
Yeah, I'm looking at win. And Luukkonen lost. Win. Luukkonen got a win. Reimer win. And he finally got a loss here and 2 at the end here. But he was playing really well.
He was playing absolutely fantastic. I watched that game last night. Luukkonen got left out to dry. They needed some offense on that team. Yeah. So what are you going to do?
Nothing.
Wait for next season.
Win more games next year.
Wait for next season. Don't go on a fucking 13-game losing streak.
All right, folks, segueing here to the NBA. We'll make this quick because I'm not really an NBA guy, but we're getting into like I said, the playing games are tonight, the second batch of playing games and playoffs start. I don't know if they start right away, if they start tomorrow.
Saturday, I think.
Saturday?
Shit, is it Saturday or Friday?
I could always look it up, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Saturday.
I mean, I don't write too much down here. I'm looking at, out of the favorites, I kind of just like I don't want to be chalk because the NCAA game was chalk. But I mean, I'm looking at the favorites here. Thunder Celtics for a potential NBA championship matchup here. Thunder coming out of the West had the best record in the entire NBA this year. I think they're also the youngest team in the NBA.
Yeah.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, unfortunately, will probably lose it. I mean, if you're a Shai Gilgeous-Alexander fan, will lose it to Jokic in the MVP race. I think he should.
He's not going
Jokic is literally stats blow everything out of the water except for the points per game. But I think he's like top whatever in points, rebounds, assists, and steals. And if you're a center and you're leading in top steals, that's pretty impressive. If
you're an MVP, your GM and head coach don't get fired with 3 games left to go.
I don't think
that's my rebuttal.
That's not his fault, though.
Yeah, yes, it is.
That's not your
They're not
fault.
Winning enough games.
They probably asked him if we should let him go.
The problem is they didn't fucking rebuild that bench after they won the championship a couple years ago. They didn't rebuild the bench. They had a very, very deep bench, and all those players, because they won a championship, went and got contracts elsewhere, and they never reloaded the bench. They were pushing Jokic. Excuse me. They were pushing Jokic far too much. That dude was playing 38, 39 minutes a game. Yeah, that's fine. You can.
Okay, points per game, 32 to 29.6. Rebounds. So the guy's averaging a triple-double.
The dude's a
has
freak.
More steals than him, and he's a freaking center.
0.1.
Like, yeah, but still, like, even to be on the same level as that is pretty crazy. It's actually surprising he's got more blocks, but again, Jokic isn't known for defense, so it is what it is. But this is pretty impressive here.
It's very impressive.
He's just about 3 points off of the points per game, and he's smoking him in the other 3 categories. And averaging a triple-double. Only Westbrook has done that, I'm pretty sure, and like maybe Wilt. Like, it really has not been done.
But look what SGA means to that team more. So it's the same. This is literally the same comparison. You are right now. I'm going to give you 2 names, and this is the exact same comparison. You are right now a Baltimore Ravens fan because Nikola Jokic is... Nikola Jokic
you got to go a little bit when you say it.
Right. Is Lamar Jackson, and SGA is... Josh Allen. That's exactly the same comparison. You are looking at stats and not what he means to the team. If Nikola Jokic was more important to his team.
You can just call him Joker.
Okay, the Joker. I get it. If he was more important to that team, they would not have fired their GM and head coach.
That's not why. I don't think that's the reason. So here's the other why they fired their coach. And this came up on another podcast that I like to watch, is Gilbert Arenas' podcast.
It's a good podcast.
It is a good podcast. His thought was it was Westbrook. Now, not saying that Westbrook told him to fire it. Their theory was Westbrook makes other people look bad because of how much of a hard worker he is. And so, like, he goes at 110% all the time. And they were saying, like, in practice, this is the guy that the coach goes, you got to be more like him. You got to do like him. You should be like Russ, type of thing. And these are guys that are coming off a championship, 2 years ago or whatever it was, probably looking at why we won a championship.
Yeah.
Why are you telling me I got to be more, just because he goes 110% of the time? And I think it was Russ who's like the coach's pet more so than anything, where he probably rubbed a lot of players who won a championship already going, why are you comparing me to this guy? We won a championship. He hasn't won it. Like, so I think it was more of Westbrook and him maybe ruffling feathers, not inadvertently ruffling feathers on the team, and the coach going, I want you guys. And now the players are looking at the coach going, hey, man, don't tell us how. We just won a championship. We don't need to tell us how.
I get it.
Because Jokic, he don't even talk, dude. You see him in interviews. He's not the guy that goes,
I want to go home.
Yeah.
I want pet horses. Like, that's what he wants to do. When is parade? Like, that literally, that was a quote.
He's not
when
the
is
guy
parade?
That go like, oh, yeah, let's fire the
He
coach.
might not even be in the NBA.
They came to him and were probably like, we're going to fire Michael Malone. All right? And he was probably like, sure. But
who? He was probably like, who? That dude will not sign another NBA contract, mark my words. That dude's going to finish out his contract with the Denver Nuggets, and he's going to go back home to Serbia and just live a happy life on his farm.
Nah, dude, he'll keep playing.
Why? He's got no reason to.
That
dude showed more emotion winning a bronze medal for his country than he did winning an NBA championship. That's all I'm saying.
I think he likes the championship.
Also,
he doesn't care about the MVP, though. I will say that.
Oh, that's true.
He doesn't like the individual accolades.
Nobody wants that. Everybody would rather have a championship over an MVP.
Oh, shout out real quick. We have 4 concurrent viewers on YouTube.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I got it up here.
Oh, okay, cool.
So,
nice.
Awesome.
Patrick, if you're still here, yeet. That was his comment.
Okay.
Had to give him a little shout out. What are you going to, MLB here?
Yeah, let me see what I got on the docket.
Real quick while you're getting up to MLB, the Joker is the best player in the NBA. I will say that. It's going to come down to voter fatigue. Same with Patrick Mahomes is never going to win another NFL MVP. But he's the best player in the NFL. And that hurts to say.
I just don't think they want to give him any more because he's already got 3. I just feel like
Joker's got 2.
That's what
what I mean. It's like Patrick Mahomes has got a couple. Like, I get it.
I think they're done giving the dude awards at this point.
You're gonna go talk baseball real quick. I'm gonna go grab something.
All right, guys. I got the slide up here. Little MLB talk right now. I'll switch actually over to the slides. Bing, bing, bing. All right. So real quick, no secret, I'm an Angels fan. Yeah, we're in New York. Go Yankees, yada, yada. If you see they're leading the AL East here. But Angels sitting at 9-7. Nobody saw this one come in, especially after last year, Trout getting hurt. I think it was after like 15 games or so. And basically, once your core piece goes down, the rest of the team is done at that point. The Angels this year, 9-7 on the year, second in the AL West. Trout is leading the league. No, I'm sorry. He's second in the league in home runs with 6 on the year. I know Jeff, being a Mets fan, his Mets doing a little bit better here. 11-6. They're first in the NL East. I don't think Soto, though, is living up to that $765 million contract. And we'll ask Jeff when he returns. But they paid that guy a lot of money to not be putting up dingers. I think he might have 1 on the year. How many home runs does Soto have on a year, Jeff?
2, maybe?
2, maybe? I said 1 or 2.
I know he's got at least 1. He hit 1 game, too. And I don't think he's hit another one since. So
no, he's got like 1 or 2 on the year. Also, we can fact check it here. Juan Soto.
Stats right there.
Yeah, we can.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah, I could do.
He might have 2. 3.
Where are we at? Where's high charge? 2. Regular season 3.
Yeah.
Where's the other one? Am I seeing it? It's not showing up. Well, maybe it doesn't.
It's
go
probably
back.
because the season.
So 3 home runs on a year.
So.
I was just saying Trout second in the MLB.
Yeah, he was first, tied for first. Actually, the Angels I've seen are a lot of people's dark horses this year, which I did not see coming, honestly.
Hopefully they can get a win tonight. They dropped one yesterday to they're playing a series with the Rangers right now, who are first in that. They took over first in the AL West. But Angels, I was just saying, nobody thought that team would be anywhere near what they're doing. I mean, it's still early in the season, but like it's all predicated on Trout's health.
For sure.
This is what happened last year. He started the season off. He had like 10 home runs in 10 games, gets hurt. And there goes their season, basically. And they got some pieces around him offensively. It's just whether or not the pitching can keep up. And I think they've been playing okay this year defensively. And I was just talking about your Mets a little bit. And Juan Soto, if he's worth $765 million.
No.
It's early in the season.
I said that last year.
I mean, I don't think anybody's worth that kind of money unless you're Shohei.
Even Shohei, I don't think was worth that much.
He could play both positions. I'll pay the guy whatever he wants. But
he hasn't pitched yet this year. He's still hurt. He's still recovering. He has not pitched.
Oh yeah, he hasn't pitched yet.
He's not my fantasy team.
If he doesn't come back, see that contract should be like there should be like a thing in there.
A clause. Like if you don't ever pitch, you get half of it.
You get
or like
a third or 2/3 of it.
You get 2/3 of it instead.
Because he still is a perennial hitter, dude. Like the guy hits dingers.
He's still hitting fucking dingers.
He's so good.
Yeah.
But yeah, just that was it. I was a little baseball talk real quick, and we're gonna get into what I think Jeff couldn't wait to talk about here for a couple weeks now.
What gave it away, Mike?
We got the WrestleMania. Look at this WrestleMania.
Oh, yeah, that's nice. Dude. I like that. They got the wrong WrestleMania logo, but that's all right.
Whatever, don't matter.
You got the wrong logo. I got some notes over here, dude. I got all the matches.
WrestleMania.
I wrote them down because I don't use anything other than.
This is the part of the podcast where I just kind of sit quiet a little bit.
Yeah, I gotta sit quiet here. WrestleMania. Oh, sorry. Were you still talking?
Yeah, I was going to just leading you in. I was going to get you ready for it. WrestleMania 41 happening at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada. Saturday, April 9th, 19th, Sunday, April 20th. 2-day event starts at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time each night. Go ahead, Jeff.
WrestleMania week started Monday. Raw was absolutely fantastic. NXT last night, absolutely fantastic. Now we're going to go to this Friday Night SmackDown is going to be, it's going to be the night before WrestleMania. So we're going to get a lot of like drama build up going into the night. But night one, we're going to run down the matches. I'm not going to give you a preview. I'm not going to tell you a story. You don't want to hear me talk about wrestling. You don't like wrestling. I'm sure half the viewers that are watching are like, we're out of here. This ain't wrestling. But night one, we got main event Jey Uso, going up against Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. I'm just going to tell you who I think wins. I think main event Jey Uso, wins the Heavyweight Championship. This booking, the storytelling for this, after it was announced at the Royal Rumble that Jey Uso was going to face Gunther, horrible. Finally, they got some good storytelling. I think the match is going to be great. Another match on night one, Charlotte Flair, Ric Flair's daughter, going up against the WWE Women's Champion, Tiffany Stratton. Tiffy time, baby. I think Tiffany Stratton should win this, but Charlotte Flair is going for the record for the most women's championships. She's probably going to fucking win, unfortunately. And then you're going to have Jacob Fatu versus L.A. Knight. Yeah. For the United States Championship. As much as I love LA Knight, I was a huge LA Knight fan before he was the megastar of WWE. Jacob Fatu is absolutely going to win this, unless there's some outside interference. I won't bore you with that. And then later on that night, we've got Rey Mysterio. You know that name. That dude's been around fucking forever. Versus El Grande Americano. And I can't roll my R's, so that was as good as it's going to get. Rey Mysterio is going to win this match. El Grande Americano is supposedly Chad Gable, but there's no proof of that. And Rey Mysterio is going to win that match. Absolutely. You got to give the guy who's already a WWE Hall of Famer, you got to give him his WrestleMania moment to win that one. Then you got a weird one here. It's not weird. Very good storytelling. Jade Cargill versus Naomi. This stemmed back in December. Somebody secretly attacked Jade Cargill. And ended up being Naomi. This has probably been the best storyline leading up to WrestleMania. Yeah, you can agree. Thank you. But Jade Cargill's going to win this one. If you look up Jade Cargill, she is an absolute fucking unit.
Where
you're scrolling up there?
No, hold on. What's it?
Jade Cargill, right there.
Where am I? Oh, here.
Jade Cargill is an absolute unit.
Okay.
She is fantastic. I think she's going to get a push to the main event stage, so that's why I think Jade Cargill. And they kind of teased her and Charlotte Flair having an issue. That's why I think Charlotte Flair is probably going to win the match. They're going to give Jade Cargill versus Charlotte Flair for a title eventually. And then you're going to have the New Day versus the War Raiders for the the World Tag Team Championships. The New Day has had a very impressive career spanning, 10 years.
These guys got great beards, I'm just going to say.
Dude, they're fucking fantastic.
Great beards.
Actually, they were the Viking Raiders before this, and they came out like Viking-ish. And I thought their entrance was absolutely fucking fantastic. But they're the War Raiders. That's what they were before. They're a biker gang kind of type of thing. The beards obviously match it. I think the New Day wins this unless we get a surprise return from Big E, who was with the New Day.
Yeah, there was 3 of them. I remember.
Yeah, there was Big E. They kicked Big E out because they were turning heel. Big E he broke his neck. He might not ever wrestle again, but we'll see. There are rumors speculating that he might return. And then the main event.
Oh, here it is.
For night one.
Oh, night one main event. Yep.
Seth Rollins.
There it is.
Versus Roman Reigns versus CM Punk.
So it's a triple.
It's a triple threat match in the main event. CM Punk used a favor to have Roman Reigns' wise man, Paul Heyman, you know that name,
yep,
be in his corner instead of Roman's. And Roman's not happy about
Seth
it.
Rollins and Roman Reigns they're like the exact same person.
A little bit.
Great hair, good beard.
Yeah, Roman Reigns is Samoan though, and
no.
Seth Rollins is from Davenport, Iowa.
It's
that
like
dude was
this
shucking
guy
corn.
is like him, but with a tan
and tattoo. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I think Seth Rollins wins this match.
Okay,
and I think this is going to set up a nice feud, a one-on-one
I'm taking CM
feud.
Punk on this one. I'm going to go with the underdog.
Okay, I like CM Punk. I actually didn't like CM Punk for a while. He left the WWE a little over 10 years ago and tried to bash it, burnt to the ground, whatever. Went to AEW, the quote-unquote rival to the WWE. Mm-hmm. Came back, and Seth has had an issue with him. Seth has had an issue with Roman. Seth and Roman were in a faction together a long time ago as well, so they've got some beef. But yeah, that's night one. And then night two, we're going to start out with AJ Styles versus Logan Paul.
Here it is.
You know Logan Paul, the YouTuber.
Everybody
knows Logan Paul. Dude's a scumbag.
What was he? Was that WrestleMania last year he was on in Cleveland? What was the one in Cleveland? Was that
was SummerSlam. Yeah, SummerSlam. But Logan Paul, as much as I dislike him, I love him in the WWE. He is perfect for it. He's a fucking natural. He just shit talks on the mic. Really? He's a perfect fucking heel. But AJ Styles, I think, is actually going to win this. I think he's going to win this match. And then you got Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre. This has kind of been an okay storyline leading into it in a Sin City street fight. This will be a very good match. Yeah, there's no graphic for it. I looked up the same website you're on now earlier to get all my cards, and this is the only one that they didn't have a picture for. I was a little disappointed. Of course. It's been an okay storyline. I think Drew McIntyre wins this one, mainly because Damian Priest screwed him out of his WWE Championship last year at WrestleMania. And then we got a nice fatal four-way for the Intercontinental Championship. We got Braun Breaker, an absolute dog. This is Scott Steiner's nephew. You know Scott Steiner.
Who's Scott Steiner?
You don't know who Scott? Big Papa Pump?
No.
The big booty daddy?
Don't know that
Scott
one.
Steiner?
You lost me.
You don't know Scott Steiner? Oh my God. You were not a wrestling fan. So Braun Breaker versus Dominic Mysterio versus Finn Balor versus Penta.
So it's not a tag team. It's just
it's a fatal four-way.
Okay.
This match might steal the weekend. This match is going to be so good. All four of these are absolutely fantastic. My Dark horse to win this is Dominic Mysterio, Rey Mysterio's
Just
son.
because Rey Mysterio's in it, is that why you're picking it?
Rey Mysterio's.
Well, not in this, but isn't he?
Well, it's Rey Mysterio's son.
Yeah, but wasn't Rey Mysterio fighting?
Yeah, he's also fighting.
That's what I'm saying.
But Rey Mysterio, Dominic Mysterio, we call him Dirty Dominic Mysterio because he's a scumbag. Turned on his dad, calls him a deadbeat, yada yada yada.
Okay,
so you got to catch up.
mind.
You got to catch up on some
there's
wrestling.
Some back news.
I'm telling you, wrestling isn't fake.
Get on to Liv Morgan.
All right, my bad.
Get on to Liv Morgan here.
All right, yeah. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez versus Bayley and Lyra Valkyria for the women's tag titles. This is the absolute worst match of the weekend. Lyra Valkyria is the Women's Intercontinental Championship. They just introduced this title this year. Last year. This should not be a match. Lyra Valkyria should have her own match defending her title. This doesn't make sense. Liv and Raquel are winning. We'll move on. And then for the Women's World Championship, you've got Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair versus Io Sky. This has been a very, very good match, or very good storytelling. I have Io Sky retaining her championship in this for whatever reason. The other two have kind of little sistered her.
I gotta go Rhea on this one just because it's the household
I love
name.
Mommy. I love Mommy. I was at the WWE Raw when Mommy lost her championship to Io Sky because of Bianca Belair. She interfered, quote unquote. It's just been it's a decent story, not great, but Io Sky has been little sistered because she's like 5'2", maybe, and the other two are absolute powerhouses in the women's division. But make no mistake, Io Sky is a very, very good technical wrestler. I think Io Sky retains her championship here. Then the main event. This is probably the biggest one. You got Cody Rhodes defending his WWE undisputed WWE championship against John Cena.
How do they get John Cena to just do this? This is crazy.
Because John Cena never technically left. He's coming back. This is his farewell tour.
Okay.
But he turned heel was it the Royal Rumble?
You're asking the right guy.
Yeah, you're right. No, it was after the Royal Rumble. I'm sorry. John Cena turned heel for the first time in 20 fucking years. So John Cena
seeking his 17th world title.
Yes, this would break Ric Flair's record. He currently ties with Ric Flair.
Okay.
I've got John Cena winning this. It's going to be a great storytelling for the rest of the year because John Cena has said he's going to take the championship. He's going to go home with it and retire it. John Cena is going to face the best of the best and beat them for the rest of the year. And his last match is going to be SmackDown December 30th, I think, or whatever it is. And he's going to lose it back to Cody Rhodes. That is my WrestleMania.
Yes,
segment.
guys. Everything you just said, yes.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk about wrestling. I'm sorry if I bored the shit out of
We
anybody
still
watching.
have our 4 concurrent viewers, so
Hey,
nobody left.
That's fantastic.
Unless they left and kept it running in the background.
I think I'm one of them. So
that's fine.
It doesn't matter. It gives us a view. I just like to see the comments if anybody comments. But
I like it.
Shout out to Patrick for another.
Terry never commented. Remember he said?
Yeah, he said he commented last week. He's like, I commented. You never saw it. No, you never fucking saw it. He probably doesn't even know we're live right now because he doesn't do what other people should do, and that's like the podcast on YouTube.
Yep. No, subscribe, like the video.
Like the video. Turn on those notifications.
The notifications is a big part of it, guys. Then Absolutely. You'll know when we go live. And then you'll know when I go live, then don't go live, and then go back live again, which we did today.
I got a text about that. You were on for a second.
You know
it's
why
back
it messed
again.
up, though, is because I had it set to scheduled at 6:30, and we went premature. So I said start broadcast, but it wasn't live. Now I know. We live, we learn. We figured it out, folks. Guys, I'm going to go into the outro here. I appreciate it. This is episode 0 of season 7. We're back at it again, boys and girls. There's going to be a lot more to come here until we get back into the full swing of the NFL season. With that being said, I'm Mikey D.
I'm Jeff.
We out.
Yeet.